Hey, hey, it's Bernadette. I'm back. And it's a mess. I'm sorry about the mess behind me. There's just nowhere to put anything, which is why I did that live. So you guys would understand what the whole background thing is. No matter where I go in my house right now, there is a mess. So there's no hiding it. I'm just going to embrace the mess because it just means that we're that much closer to moving. I'm just out of floor space. So, I hope you guys understand. Seriously. Let's see. It says I have comments. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Hi. I have to say hi in order for my comments to show up. It's really retarded why it's working like that, but such is life. So say hello when you get here so I know you're here. I'm sharing this, and then you have my full attention, and I'm going to share some interesting stuff with you guys that came up today. I love the conversations I have with people because it always turns into messages that Spirit wants me to deliver for the benefit of everybody. And this is a helpful topic, I think. So here's the thing. I just got this cool, look, this cool phallic looking mic stand. Bella thinks I'm weird. I think this looks kind of phallic. It's my same mic, but I put a cover over it. So I want to make sure you guys can actually hear and that the sound is coming through okay. First time using it like this. And so yeah, say yes that you can hear okay. Hi, Laura. Hi, Allison. Hi, Janine. Hi, Lisa Russo. All right. So I'm assuming you guys can hear okay and that my mic is actually working properly. I'm bouncing it right now just so that it will hold. I'm all radio status. I know. I needed to get it off my desk because when I hit my desk, sometimes I'll hear a pop and I don't want to break my mic. I said that once and booted me out. I'm back. You said what? Oh, phallic? You said phallic and it booted you out? Cool. Awesome. Okay. So let's get to business. Again, I apologize. For those of you who didn't watch my last live, there's nothing I can do about the mess right now. It just is what it is until we move and I'm in my new house, okay? Because there's no more floor space. There's nowhere else I can move boxes to. So y'all have to just deal. Either you deal with looking at that mess that I have to deal with right now in my life until we move this weekend, or I don't come on live. Those are the two choices. And since Spirit has a message that he wants me to share with you guys, I thought it'd be better to just come on. All right. Okay. So why do some people need you to stay sick and to stay sad and to stay weak and to stay broke? Do you guys have people in your lives that you feel like they're invested in you needing them, or they're invested in you being a victim? And maybe they aren't that way, or you don't have anyone now, but I'm sure you can relate at some point in your life. And this is important that we all listen to the messages that are coming through from Spirit with this, because this is everywhere. There are some people that will act as if they're a big supporter, right? Like they love you, they care about you, they want you to have good, and they want to see you do well. And yet, when you start to come out of that place of sadness and sickness and you get healthy and you're doing things for you that are self-care, they feel threatened. And then they start questioning, why are you doing what you're doing? Any of you guys relate to that? Maybe you're having, I don't know, maybe you joined Charm Life, your life is changing, and the people around you are starting to feel like you're leaving them behind, and now they're questioning. I actually had a couple people, funny enough, in Charm Life throughout the years say that their family thought that they were in a cult. I'm like, a happy cult? What the hell? Tell you guys what to think. Like, that's weird. And it's not the thing where I tell you guys to isolate. Exactly the opposite. But because that those people in their lives were feeling threatened at these massive changes that they were making, where they were becoming more happy and they were conscious of the things coming out of their mouths, and they didn't want to participate in gossip anymore, and they didn't want to be a victim, nor did they want to empower someone else to be a victim. The people in their lives began to say things like that, like, are you in a cult? Who is this girl? I actually do have a cousin that I helped. You guys have seen her here on the live streams, Bernie, and one of our other cousins, because Bernie kept telling her, well, Bernadette says, and she's like, and that's the cousin that brought her to me to begin with, to help her. But because she kept reciting things that I said in live streams, or when I worked with her one-on-one, she's like, you know, Bernadette's not a psychologist. And who is Bernadette? Like, she's brainwashing you. Brainwashing you to do what? Be happy? Why does it even, you're happy, right? I mean, that was the deal too, is she was highly suicidal and they wanted me to help her. And I said, I'd never met her. It was the first I had heard about her. And I said, I can't guarantee anything, but I feel like I can help her. So yeah, I'll invite her to come and I'll work with her. And she was going through a rough time. She wrote a whole testimonial about it. It's on my website. She had had a baby and had bad postpartum, and she was suicidal and going through a really hard time. And she wasn't sure she could be a mother. She hadn't worked through her mother issues herself. And she had, you know, she was really questioning everything. She came to stay with me, and then she went home and took custody of her kid and raised him. He's now 6 years old, and she's an amazing mother. But the people that actually wanted her to get help originally turned on her and started to say, you know, Bernadette's brainwashing you. And it's like, why are you downing on her? She's happy. She's doing what you wanted her to do. So there are people in life that are like that. She's a good example of someone who's had to go through that thing, right? Where it's like you're down and then you get better, and damned if you do, damned if you don't. Right? Some see what they don't understand as a threat. Absolutely. And it wasn't me. I was the projection, right? Like, I was the blame that she was acting so differently, or that she was standing up for herself more, right? Before, she wasn't standing up for herself. She was wanting to just be gone, be done with it. She was hurting. She was sad. All of us have gone through that have been in that position of hurt. Hi, Donna. But as she got stronger, as she got more in touch with what she wanted and who she was, and she healed, then they turned on her. Then they were like, who do you think you are? Right? People do that. Why do they do that? I mean, relationship people will do that too. I know lots of people, exactly, because they can't control you anymore. Bingo, Heather. And that's it. They are so invested in you remaining a victim. There are people out there that are invested in you being sick, in you feeling insecure, in you being anxious, in you being depressed. Like, there is a benefit for people like that. They have a benefit, or perceived, there is no benefit, but they perceive a benefit that if you remain sick, you know, I don't know, overweight, broke, unhappy, depressed, anxious, if you remain that way, you'll still need me, and I don't have to change. But if you change and you grow and you start to improve and you start to feel better and you start to do better in life, you're going to leave me behind. So rather than them being supportive of you, they start doing these sideways supportive, big air quotes, conversations with you. You know, I love you, right? And I only want the best for you. And then here comes the but, right? And what that is all about, yep, it is absolutely jealousy. But I mean, we can give it all kinds of adjectives. We can. But the bottom line is this. This is the bottom line. I've talked to you guys about energy, and I don't have a yardstick, but I do have a paint stick, which is close enough. We were looking for this damn thing the other day. We couldn't find it. So imagine that this is a yardstick. Just pretend with me. All right. And you're down here. Like, originally, when, you know, you started to wake up and you started to come out of that place of being depressed. It's pretty depression and sadness and being broke and being sick. It's low vibration. Just think of this as a vibrational scale, emotional vibrational scale. Low vibration, sad, sick, fearful, victim, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I can't live like that anymore. What I want out of life, joy, happiness, confidence, experience, connection to God, right? Love, that's all up here. So somehow I need to get from down here to up here. And you come across someone like me and my teachings, or you go to some 30-day retreat, or you just start studying everything you can get your hands on, right? And you start to move from here slowly up the vibrational scale. As you begin to go up, the people that were attracted to you that are in your life now and the conversations you've been having that have kept you in that stuck mode are down here. As you begin to rise on that vibrational scale, they only have two choices. They either come with you and do their own work, right? And that's going to take their commitment and them having to face their fears, their shadows, their bullshit. Or they pull you back down to stay where they are. The main reason people do that is because they are not willing to do the work to come up here. They would rather, and it's much easier for them to pull you back down to where you were. And they want to keep you here. Here, look. So this is where you were, and this is where all your friends are or were, right? And then you start climbing. Boop, 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 boop. And now here you are, but you want to get up here. And the closer you get to up there, the more they're going to try and tug you back down there. That's emotional energy. People have asked me, like, you talk about the vibrational scale. Just imagine that's what it looks like, right? Everything, fear, hate, jealousy, anger, sickness, being broke, that's all here and below. Everything you actually want is higher in the vibrational scale. But people can't climb the scale unless they do the work on themselves. My cat, I know. I had to move him because I was cleaning the blinds. So, yeah. So that's why it happens. I mean, and that's why they're invested in you staying stuck. They want you to stay. And it's not because they don't love you. Honestly, I want to get this point across to you guys. It's not that they don't care or they don't love you. In their own minds, they don't even see what's happening. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do was the smartest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Those words are Jesus's words. They don't know what they're doing. They're sleeping. They're sleeping. They're unconscious. They're disconnected. And hi, Lauren, they do believe, right? They absolutely believe that the farther you get up this vibrational scale, that you are out of reach. You're no longer going to need them, want them, and they can feel it. You didn't say anything, you didn't do anything. You're just trying to be happy, climb in this vibrational scale. But they're like, I just want to stay here. Just let me stay here. Stay here with me. As if you made a commitment for your entire life to be sick, to be broke, to be unhappy, to be anxious, to be depressed, to be a victim, right? Just to be friends with them. We attract that which we are. And here's the deal. When you're down here, right, you attract people of that vibration. But as you climb, guess what? You attract people at every level that you keep climbing. So you start attracting people at this level, this level, this level. They start seeing new people come into your life, new things happening in your life, new jobs, new opportunities, new friends, new potential partners, right? They start to see that and they're like, oh, there's all these people. I'm still down here. They don't want to do the work to join you. So what do they have to do? Pull you back. And then all these people disappear and all the opportunities disappear. If you allow that to happen, that's you not honoring the light that is you. It's also you not trusting that they will see and be inspired by the changes you've made in your life to climb that vibrational scale to where your dreams reside, right? You can inspire them. You cannot be afraid for them. But it also doesn't mean that you have to sit in conversation with them and feel like you need to justify yourself, to defend yourself. You don't. You don't have to convince them that they need to follow you either. Just do your thing. Just do you. Let them do them. And if it becomes this thing that's very caustic, very harmful, very hurtful to you, very stressful, then love them from a distance, right? I don't think we need to just cut ties completely. I think we can love people from a safe distance away. Sometimes that distance is like one phone call a month. Sometimes that distance is like only on holidays. Sometimes that distance is only by text or email. You know, whatever it is for you, do what you got to do so that you can keep climbing this scale and not drop back down to here, honestly. Because if you do that, that's on you then. It's not on them. Because one of the things that happens when this stuff starts happening, you're like down here, you climb up here, you're almost there. And then all these people down here are like, come back, come join me. I'm lonely. Who do you think you're better than me? Right? Then you start to feel bad. Your vibration drops. And in that process, then you take on the victim mode again, or worse, you blame them as if it's their fault. Now everybody's pointing fingers at everybody, but nothing is getting better. Ooh, so don't let that happen. All right. That's why it's happening. Honestly, I don't believe that people want to hurt us. I don't believe that them not wanting to support us is solely because they can't control us. That is a big part of it. But why is that even there? What is control? We only need to control when we don't feel like we have power. We only feel like we need to hold somebody in a certain place of our own understanding when we are unable or unwilling to expand our understanding, right? That is why people that are super religious or they have really firm beliefs, they can never break out of those beliefs and change the paradigm because they're that attached to it. And sometimes our loved ones and the people in our lives are the same way. So rather than being mad at them or cursing them or gossiping about them or saying, you know, they just aren't ready to change and pointing fingers, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And have compassion. And then if you need to, safe distance away. But keep loving them and keep inspiring them by doing what you're doing to raise yourself up that vibrational scale. Because the higher you get on this scale, like seriously, the higher you climb on this scale, right? The more and more you become connected to your true self, the more you have things like what happened to Wendy. She's been in Charmed Life for like a month and a half. And miracle after miracle exists, right? We just had a call a few weeks ago and she's like, I'd like to have a new job with better hours and blah, blah, blah. There's just not any jobs here. And I'm like, look, put that stuff aside and just ask for what you want and let the universe fill in the rest. And sure enough, someone approached her, an ex-boss, and was like, hey, there's this position open for just the hours that she wanted. But it didn't exist the day before. At least not in our conversation. And I asked her, just keep an open mind and let the universe deliver. Let God handle this. That's what we need to continue doing. The painter comes back tomorrow if you hired one. No, this was from when we did my daughter's house. I got a paint stick. This is mine. We were trying to find this to clean the glass in between the two glasses in between it in the oven. I was trying to wrap something around it and get it in there. Instead, I went to the store and bought something that didn't work, but eventually I got it to work. So, see, Wendy, high five, sister. So yeah, it's an amazing thing when we begin to realize that people aren't holding us down and holding us back without our permission. Okay, and that's the last bit of this message that Spirit wants me to share with you. And remember, I'm the messenger, so don't shoot me. People cannot hold you down, keep you down, beat you down, disempower you unless they have your permission to do so. So if that triggered you, if that made you upset, if you're like, whoa, 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 Bernadette, no, that can't be. It's absolutely true. Nobody can hurt you without your permission. Nobody. You've given them your permission because you've agreed with their summation and their belief of whatever the situation is. Nobody can hurt you without your permission. I'm not talking about physically, so don't send me any emails or private messages on that. I'm not talking about people that do crimes and all of that. No. Right? But truly, even on a whole other spiritual level, you're in agreement with that at some higher level. Everything happens for your highest good. However, Just getting to that place of like people not supporting you and them wanting to put you down for your new life and you climbing the vibrational scale, you know, and then you're like, well, they're hurting me. They're not supporting me. They can't hurt you unless you give them permission. So if you don't want to be hurt by them, take away the permission. Stop giving them the invite. Stop giving them power to have an opinion in your life. Stop giving them a platform to have any kind of judgment or opinion in what happens in your life. If they can't handle that you're growing, and I don't mean become arrogant and egotistical. No, I'm saying with love and compassion, turn to them. Sometimes the best thing to say in response to people who are getting nervous that they're losing their grip on you is to say nothing at all. Smile and keep walking, right? Or smile and say, you can do it too. Because I was where you were and I'm not there anymore. If I can do it, you can do it too. Everybody can do it. The worst thing to do is to argue and sit there and go, well, you're just not supporting me and I can't be with you anymore. No, just keep telling them, I didn't think it was possible either. And look at me now. And it just keeps getting better and better. And you can do it too. And then share with them how you got to where you are now and where you're heading. And keep walking and keep climbing and keep going. Absolutely pray for your enemies. They need it the most. One of the biggest things that I teach in Charm Life is we talk a lot about reprogramming the brain, and a lot of my programs, whether it's Soul Fast, Charm Life, whatever, it really, it's all about living within universal laws. But one of the things that I really stress strongly, because it was a process I had to go through from my childhood till, you know, my 20s and still to this day, ongoing work, is that I had to forgive others and pray for them and accept them and love them and get to that place where I could feel they didn't know what they were doing. They still don't know what they're doing. And I can be mad at them for being blind, but why? What purpose is it to yell at and be angry at and feel a feeling over a blind person? They can't see what they can't see. What are you trying to do by beating them up over being blind? They can't see it. Or, you know, screaming at someone because they're deaf. They're not going to hear you. Like, who are you hurting, them or yourself? You're hurting yourself. So just understand, it's in a totally different place. They can't hear you, feel you, understand you, but don't be angry at them for that. They just don't have the capacity. It takes coming up this scale just a little bit. You have to come from the shitville and go into at least desire for a better life before you find it. But if you're here and you're comfortable, you're not going to look to climb that vibrational scale. If you're living in the dumps in this really crappy energy vibration, there's no reason to change it. Just throw back another beer, snort another line of Coke, have sex with somebody else. It's all good, right? No reason to change it. But if in here you become dissatisfied and you're like, I'm tired, I'm fed up with being fed up, and I know that there's a possibility, I don't know how to get there, but I know there is, now you have a spark of hope and you come out of it a little bit. And just that little tiny spark of hope then begins to open that path of what else is possible. And you take another step up that scale and other things begin to unfold. Take another step up, right? That's all it takes. For your friends, your family, your loved ones too. That's all it takes. But you can inspire it, not by getting in arguments or being mad that they're upset that they're losing you. Just by saying it's possible for you too, right? And for the people who are really invested and want to abuse you, to hold you down, those are the people you do need to walk away from. And it is that place of self-preservation, right? Self-preservation. Take care of yourself first. And if they're going to be abusive, nobody has to put up with that. No one should put up with that, right? There's nowhere to go. When someone's being physically violent or verbally violent, there is nowhere to go with that. You just walk away. But you don't need to, I'm going to get even, you know, I hope their karma comes and gets them. That revenge thing too, that's not good either. Hold you in a bad pattern of karma and hold you down in that place of focusing on that lower vibrational stuff too. So that's what Spirit wanted to share with all of you. So don't be upset. If you're having a great time and good luck is hitting you from left to right like Wendy, God bless you, Wendy. I am rooting for you. Every day I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings, right? It's that place of living that magical charm life that I teach. I'm so excited to watch people go through it and grow and change their lives when they thought it wasn't even possible. For those of you who are in it and you're like, but I haven't had the breakthroughs Wendy's had, that's okay. Yours is coming when you give yourself permission to not judge anything based on where you've been, but to create that blank slate and just go, all right, so I'm just going to believe for right now that anything is possible and let all that story go. Let your story go and everything becomes possible when you do that work. Seriously, it's possible for all of you. And we all travel different. We go through different things. And it wasn't an overnight thing for Wendy. Wendy's been following me for how long? Wendy, we've never worked together privately or in a group before now, and she's been following me for a couple of years. It took her a while before she finally just said, I can't not do it. Like, I can't afford to not do it anymore. And she jumped in and did it. But even then, it became a place of being fed up, right? We each have this breaking point where it's like, no more. That's what it was for me. My daughter, when she was molested and was going through hair breakdown, I had no choice. I was backed up against a wall. Either I was going to quit or I was going to make it. I had no choice but to make it in my mind. So I made it. But everyone has a different place of motivation. So if you're struggling in your own life and you're like, I make it so far and then I slide back down. I make it so far. Doesn't matter what came before. Just think of it like you're a rubber band. And each time you go back down, that tension gets a little bit tighter. And boy, when it lets loose, you're going to catapult to a whole other level where what you've known before isn't anywhere close to where you end up. It's been 6 years. You waited 6 years, girlfriend? Wasted 6 years. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I have other clients that waited a number of years too before they jumped in and did it, and I get it. There are people that hype stuff out all the time. They're like, it can help you. It's gonna, and you don't believe it, or you have your own limitations. You're like, I can't afford it. And, I don't know if I can commit to that work and whatever. Right. Hi, Beverly. Everyone in their perfect time. And I say divine timing. This is why I don't have like a shut off date for Charm Life. Like, it's constant enrollment, because I know at any moment that light bulb could go off for you and then you want to get in. Sometimes the bonuses are there, sometimes they're not. So it's, that's on you guys when it's there, but it's possible. And Spirit wants you to know how possible it is. Seriously, life can become super magical. When I found out in April or May that we had to move, right? I guess it was the end of April. Yeah, it was the end of April. We found out we had to move. It was funny because I was writing down a list of stuff I wanted in our new house. Like, I want to buy a house now that my house in Colorado sold and closed. And I kept thinking and looking at real estate. And out of the blue, our property manager called and said, you guys have to move, right? The owners are coming back from California and they need their house back. And we've been here 2.5 years. And I didn't really look at any other houses. We only went and saw one other house besides this one. And it was something I found on Craigslist, besides the new one. I just knew, like, we were going to be led like divinely to the ideal house. But the whole way this whole thing came about, and everyone was like, you got to go to another rental house. Oh my God, it's so much work. And it is actually a lot of work. But the beauty of it is there's such an excitement right now, and this transformation that has happened in me, even going to a whole other level over the course of the last 2 months, that has just been this amazing ride. That moving to this new house, had we not had to go through this packing, this moving, this shedding, it wouldn't have been complete. Like, there's been a lot that has happened and shaken loose within me to take me to an even higher level on all levels, getting rid of addictions and getting healthier again, and shaking loose of a bunch of old clothes and old, just changing who I am from the inside out. Had we not had to go through this move, I don't know that it would have happened as quickly or as beautifully. And it's all just the new house lined up magically. No effort, no credit check. Don't have to put the deposit. They're just going to roll it. It's been amazing. But people kept telling me, oh, moving so hard. And oh, it's, I feel for you. It's work. No doubt. No doubt. It's work. The one thing that I am super grateful for after we busted a move this weekend, all of us, and Bella's boyfriend was here from Texas, just having 4 people in one kitchen on a Saturday morning work as a team synchronistically without anybody fighting and nobody getting in each other's way, seriously, from like 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., everybody hold their focus and get their job done to make that kitchen sparkle was flipping amazing. Just to know that I get to live in that kind of an energy. I get to create that kind of synergy is amazing. It's amazing. And I was so excited about it. I don't know why. It's just because I've been in houses with people and I've talked to couples and I counsel families and they can't even sit at the same dinner table, let alone put them all into one room and go, we're going to divide the work up and we're going to divide and conquer it together and get them to work together for an entire day, teenagers and all. My father busted his ass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did. He did the utility room and the downstairs bathroom, and we all had our own space. Like he emptied the pantry because the pantry, that's his zone. Like he's Scorpio and he's super anal about the way things are organized. So he did the pantry and that took hours because of the way he wanted to pack it, label it, and organize it. And, it didn't matter. That was his zone. You take care of that. And then I took care of doing the cupboards, and the kids were packing and they were helping. One of us was dusting, the other one was degreasing, and I was buffing the cupboards. I mean, it was crazy. And then me and my dad did the bathrooms yesterday with my little scrubby brush thing. And he even got his carb buffer out, and we were buffing the showers, like literally the walls of the showers and the tubs, So for 2 solid days, me and my 77-year-old dad, my daughter, her boyfriend had to go back to Texas yesterday. We've been working our butts off. But to be able to create that synergy and to live in it and laugh with it, we were all in tears laughing at just silly stuff all weekend, working together. That's the life that I wanted 25 years ago, and I get to live now. And I want that for all of you. The simplest things just make you so happy and so appreciative. And the people that don't want to be supportive of it, they just don't show up anymore. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to be angry at anyone. You don't have to be sad about it. It just isn't there anymore. The right people are there, and it's divine, right? That's what I want for all of you. So I hope that message made sense for you. I hope those of you who needed to hear that and get that reminder that, yeah, they're not holding me down because they have some evil intention. They're holding me down because they are unable and unwilling to do the work to rise up to where I am right now. And it's not about judgment. It really isn't. It's not about you judging them or even you being arrogant and like, oh, I'm better than them. It's not. It's forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And I have a heart of compassion that they can't even see what's possible right now because they're blind. So give them eyes to see, give them ears to hear, give them a heart to understand so that they can make that choice for themselves too, the way I did for myself to grow. It reminds them of what they have resistance to. Absolutely. So some of you are going through your own discomfort as you gain more momentum in your awakening, in your understanding, in your wisdom, in your daily life. And, sometimes we lose jobs when we begin to come up in our understanding and raise up on that vibrational scale. Sometimes we lose relationships, marriages, right? Houses. I mean, I've seen it all when someone decides that it's time for something new and they just can't stay stuck at the bottom of the barrel anymore. And then they'll call me. I've had students in Charm Life Well, their life was kind of crappy. They started the working charm life. They started getting really happy. And suddenly these outer circumstances started to blow up. Clients leaving, husbands leaving, right? Suddenly all these people are leaving and they're like, oh my God, I was so happy. What happened? Wasn't I in the flow? No, you were absolutely in the flow. And anything that wasn't in alignment with that just started to drop away. So the point is, either you're going to follow them back down to that low place, or you're going to let go of it. Be grateful that they gracefully fell away and keep going, because someone and something is better waiting for you. And that's what you guys need to remember, whether you work with me or not. Like wherever you are, if things like you're really happy and shit blows up and you're like, how did I attract that? Because it wasn't a matter of all the universal laws, so that you guys get a full understanding so you don't freak out when circumstances happen, right? It wasn't that you attracted it. It's that you were going up in your vibration and you were holding it enough that the things that were not in that same resonant frequency had no choice but to drop away. Had to slide away, and you have to be willing to let it go. And instead of judging it and going, oh my God, I must be out of alignment. You're not out of alignment. You're in perfect alignment. You're just not in alignment with the lower vibrational stuff anymore. And it's pretty cool. But unfortunately, sometimes that does look like you lose a relationship or you lose a job, but something better is always on the other side. So, all right, you guys, I will see you later. Again, I apologize for the mess that is my life right now. But by next week, my office will be set up, hopefully by Monday, in a nice way, like decorated and put away. I'm really fast when it comes to unpacking and getting shit done, because I like things settled. I like things done. But I'm not going to kill myself unpacking. I'm going to do it right this time. So, but there won't be a big mess behind me come Monday. Until then, you guys are dealing with that mess behind me, and you're dealing with this where there's no makeup. But I love you, and my heart is just here to serve you. I will talk to you guys later.